Hey everybody, welcome. We have Dan here, and we have the gorgeous Kate and Janet's here, and who else is here? We got Jared, Allison. Yeah, I'm so excited about this BC Stack, and Dan is the creator of the BC Stack, and we're in the 10 years. It's been 10 years of it going on. So tell us more about it, the BC Stack, Dan. Like, how'd you come up with this?
Well, I mean, that was a long time ago, but I do remember precisely why we started it. And you know how when you start something, it's not necessarily what it's going to be down the road, but you don't
Uh,
know that. So at first, I don't even remember why we were trying to raise some money, but we were trying to raise money and someone told us we should do a fire sale. And I was like, all right, what is that? And they're like, well, I'll give you a product and then just put it together and sell them all at once, and then you can make some money. And I was like, oh, all right. That sounds like a good idea. So we started that, and I think we got 10 products. And I thought, man, we could probably make this a lot bigger. So the products were not from names, they were from people in our circle.
Mhm.
And, for the most part, there's only a few people that have big names in our world. There's only a few Tony Robbins, like people like that. So I thought, all right, who do we know that has a name that'll attract more names? And we just happened to know John Lee Dumas.
Hmm.
So Rachel called John and he was like, yeah, I'll put something in. So then I knew Joel Comm, who you guys, I don't know if you know or not, but Joel's one of the original digital marketing guys. He's got the first book on AdWords that was ever written.
Mhm.
Uh, so I called Joel and told him that John Lee Dumas was involved. And he's like, well, if John's involved, I'll get involved. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, this is exactly how it's supposed to work.
Mhm.
So then I called the next guy and I'm like, guess what? John Lee Dumas and Joel Comm are doing this thing with me. And they were like, well, if they're in it, I'm in it. So then it kind of snowballed the first time and ended up being pretty great. Uh, and then we were doing digital marketing workshops. That was our business. We did them all over the world, really. And we were in New Zealand. Um, we did 7 cities in New Zealand 2 years in a row. And there we met some people. See the dog. The dog is barking now. We met some people who we hadn't heard of, and then they hadn't heard of some of them hadn't heard of Gary Vaynerchuk.
Mhm.
I was like, how is that possible? Isn't the internet like the great equalizer?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he's everywhere. How could you not know
like
about him?
once we're on Facebook, aren't we all on Facebook at the same time? So
Yeah.
anyway, on the plane, we decided we needed, and this was I guess this was after that first one, but we decided we need to do an event where we introduce the experts we met abroad to our audience and
Mhm.
the experts we have here to our international audience. That was our original idea. And the fire sale was okay the first year, but the fire sale, it was just, uh, they just gave us products like PDFs. So they didn't care. Like they just gave us a product and then their hands they were clean. They didn't have any interest in it. So we thought, well, the next year, what we should do is we should make it
Mhm.
so that the experts get to grow a new audience. And then the audience gets new products. That way, everybody wins. And
Yeah.
then we decided to add in affiliates.
Mhm.
We're like, okay, well, if the affiliates get the money, the contributors get the list, and the customers get the products, then we've got like, okay, now we've got the basis of something.
Mhm.
Mhm. So that's what we started building. And we called it the stack, and nothing was called the stack back then. Well, that was like 3 days of thinking. Uh, and ever since then, I've tried to do it every June, try to make sure it's all new products. A couple of times I've tried to do a theme, but I've realized the theme is not as important as the entire digital marketing business itself. Uh,
Yeah.
it's more interesting than anyway.
I remember you had like a theme that was traffic last year, like everything had to be traffic.
Yeah, yeah, I tried that once 1 year, and it was okay, but I was missing like the fun things that, like, 1 year somebody had a product about how to get your podcast on this like Alexa thing. Um, and then another year, last year, I think somebody had a product about how to use Eventbrite in a way that I'd never even considered before.
Yep, I
Uh,
remember that. Mhm.
and then this year, there's a couple products. Oh, there's a podcast automation product that to me is just fascinating. Like I didn't know how many things I could automate, but apparently I can automate a lot of things. So not being the techie guy, I think Rachel will probably watch that or do it because she'll know more about it. There's just always some interesting thing that somebody brings me, and I'm like, really? Never
Yeah, I'll
considered
have to
that.
dive in. Like, do contributors get access to? I need to see that
Yeah.
podcast automation.
And then this year is the first year that AI has been in the stack.
Mhm.
And I have not been on the AI bandwagon, except for one thing. I use Notebook LM, which is a Google product. And have found it fascinating because, you probably don't know this, but I have a 20th century history podcast. That's my main thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my main thing. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if somebody could come to my website and ask a question, and then the answer would come from the episodes, not just from the internet, but like if you wanted to know something about Mark Twain, like the answer would come back to you in this episode. You can learn these 3 things about Mark Twain and maybe some other stuff. Well, Notebook LM is this product, and I actually might teach that as a bonus in Stack. But it makes all of your content, the content that the AI has to use in order to return the answer. So right now, like if you use a chat GPT, it basically uses the internet, it uses everything.
Yeah.
Well, what if you just wanted it yours? Like you had like a travel hack site, and you just want somebody to be able to come ask a question, and then it will go through every post and find the answers and stuff like that.
That's a
So
wonderful idea. So
yeah,
the Notebook LM is not a physical notebook. It's your like repository of information.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So
Yeah.
so once I started using that, I thought, okay, all right, maybe AI is more interesting than I thought. So I invited some products. One of them is images. There's 2 image products in Stack. And I was interested in those because I pay for Shutterstock all the time. And in trying to make my podcast on YouTube, I realized I can't just buy stock photos if I want something specific to be shown. Like, but what if I could have it made? Now that's interesting. So there's a few different AI products in Stack this year that we've never had, but I do think it's worth going down the road and seeing how you could benefit. That's
I
my
like
thought.
how you categorized everything on the sales page about all the different topics that you have like training for in here. Like it's just so many things this year. Is this the biggest it's ever been?
Not necessarily in terms of number. I think we had another year that was bigger. But what I have traditionally done is I promise 65 products every year. And then because of the very first year, when somebody wanted a discount because they owned one of the products already, I decided, all right, well, we're going to fix that. I'm just going to offer 67 products every year. And then if somebody says they didn't get, they already owned one, I'll just say, well, use the other 66.
Yeah.
So that turned into 75 and 80. But what happened was I would get 80 people lined up, and then 65 would actually turn in their stuff to me. So then I started having like defensive, like, all right, well, now I'm just going to have 90 lined up. And then we'll see how many actually get me the stuff in time. So this year I had 97 lined up and 84, actually 78 got me their stuff. And then a few other people scrambled in at the very last second. But I still say 65 just because, I don't know, that's just the way it was. But it's pretty big. And right now I'm writing like a primer, which I think I'll email everyone. And like, for instance, let's say you're at stage one in business. Like you basically have an idea. So then my primer is if you're at stage one, then you need these to start with these 13 products. Like you need to get your website set up. You need to figure out how to make a product, how to describe it, how to price it.
Yeah.
And then you need a way to collect money. Like you need those three things: a website, a product, and a way to collect money. So then, that I think I have like what I have these little notes. I have like 14 different products that will help you with stage one, which is also you also need to get your social set up, like get
Right.
your house in order. Because until you have a product or something to sell, like there's no point to all of your content. Like it doesn't really have a point other than you're just saying stuff. But once you do have the product, then everything has a purpose, and you're free to just say stuff. But you know that you're saying stuff for a reason, because at some point in time you're going to make the offer for your product.
Yeah.
So that would be stage one. So I'm writing that little primer, and then stage two I had was, like, if you have that, now if you go to that hub and spoke model, where your website is the middle, then all of these other social sites and everything drives the traffic back to your site. So now you've got to develop your hub, your wheel. So that would be like doing your reels and figuring out your marketing and where are you going to spend your time, what are you going to be doing. So then I have a list of products that would be good to start with there, kind of like TikTok. There's a TikTok product in there about get 800 followers in 8 days.
I
So
took
that
that course. It was really good. Yeah, I'm up to like 1,600 followers now.
Wow. I should try
So that
that
you
one
could go
too.
live. So that was cool,
Yeah.
Then there's another one on YouTube Live. There's another one about using Medium and getting paid by Medium.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Then I'm looking at my notes here. There's broadcast like a boss, learning to use Instagram's broadcast channels, which that would be my wife's area, because I don't know what that means, other than when I told her about it, she was like, wow, that's cool. She actually gets paid by Facebook. She's a content creator for Facebook. So getting paid by Medium and those other places is very interesting to her. And then there's another one I thought was really interesting, and that was make 5 figures in 9 days using a Facebook group and a virtual event. And I thought, oh, interesting. So Rachel's got a book coming out in August, and I think we're going to try that strategy just at least once during the period to see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of great things in the stack this year. The only thing that I would say is sort of a duplicate, and I put it in every year, is Amanda Robinson's Facebook ads, but she changes the class every year, so it's kind of not a duplicate. But there's so many of us that are afraid of doing ads, It's like kind of a scary thing. So I think it's worth having it.
And so true. Like I usually will either make my money back, or I'll break, or I won't. I'll end up losing money. I never. None of the ads are very very profitable. Like I have gotten like leads from the ads at a cost. So that there's that. But it can be really hard to do these Facebook ads. So always take like a good training. It's probably there's one in the stack. You said I'll have to go through that.
Yeah. It's actually number 4.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the sales page for the stack. Let me share my screen.
Oh,
There
I
are
hope
so
it's
many
pretty.
good things in that stack.
You get that hot wife right there.
And there's this lovely wife, Rachel. She's so pretty with her red hair and blue eyes. So you got 60. So you said there's even more than 65. And it's probably even worth more than 10,000. Is that the number, or is it there's more money?
That is the number that we've confirmed, but there's those people that came in at the last minute, so I didn't include them, but so it's more. But what's funny about that number is that it doesn't really mean anything. The only thing that means something is if you can take a product and improve your business.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you could take a $49 product and make $10,000, I mean, that would be something.
Yeah.
But getting $10,000 worth of value, I mean, I don't know. It's like headline stuff that you have to put in, but I don't know if I agree that it's a value like
Do you
that.
think you'll ever increase the price of the stack in future years because the cost has gone up?
No. We promised the very first year that the price would be $27 forever. And I quickly found out when I added affiliates that I needed more money to pay the affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
And then in order to do like $20,000 in bonuses for the affiliates, I needed more money. So we raised the price to 49, which broke the promise. But in order to not break the promise, you can now pre-buy the following year for $27 every year. That way I never break the promise. It's still 27 if you stay
Right.
on the pre-buy train.
Yeah.
But I don't see us raising the price. I know inflation's crazy. But I feel like it should be my responsibility to sell more than it should be your responsibility to pay more. That's kind of what I feel.
So is that BC Stack more for business to business people, do you think?
I think it's more for digital entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
We do have, I mean, one year we sold 11,000 to State Farm. They gave them to all their like State Farm agents or whatever. But I don't think that many people actually used it from the State Farm thing. I think if you don't actually pay for it, you know, free things always seem like they're not worth what they're worth. But I really think it's for digital entrepreneurs. You know, we work with like Penguin Random House. We work with Deloitte Consulting. We work with some big companies, and they're not nimble. They don't think like we do. They can't change things the way that we can. They can't adjust. They can't start over. So for me, a lot of this stuff is like too entrepreneurial for companies. They have committees. They have to
Exactly.
you have to go
Everything has
ask
be
people.
okayed. Everything
Yeah.
has to be okayed by 50 different people. It takes forever. Yeah.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
You have a lot more flexibility.
Yeah, I've been a consultant for Deloitte for a while. I write one of their newsletters.
Mm-hmm.
And just to get one thing changed takes so many. It takes work orders, takes people to approve the work orders. Oh my Lord.
Yes.
It's like, never mind. I'll just do it the way I was doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, there's all these topics in here. So these are all the topics. So there's like quite a lot. Sorry, that's my dog. She's coughing. She has a collapsed trachea, so she sometimes coughs. And yeah, there's like AI stuff and like about podcasting. You know, even products. You know, mindset. Mindset's very important. You know, that's usually overlooked in business. You know, people don't really work on their mindset, but that's like really important. Would you agree?
I wouldn't have a couple of years ago. But now that Rachel has, how would I say that?
Mm.
Rachel's got, you know, 1 million people on her Facebook page.
Wow.
And she's been on the Today Show. She's got books.
Mhm.
But it wasn't until the last couple of years that I realized that some of the things I wanted us to accomplish, we couldn't accomplish because she had like maybe like a little mindset block. Like she didn't want to do Facebook Lives and get in front of people, but she'll get on stage and talk, you know, every single day. So just the idea that the little things in your head could actually slow you down or make you go a direction you don't need to go. And I probably should have learned this long ago, because I used to have a Gmail address. And I had the Gmail address because I thought that getting a domain email address was hard. I thought it would be complicated.
Yeah.
And I thought if I got my name at Gmail, like that would be good enough. But then I met a guy at a conference and he got me my domain email address in about 2 minutes. And I was like, "What did you do?" And he was like, "Oh, I just logged in. It's like when you buy your
Just
domain,
click there,
click this
yeah.
button."
Yeah, it seems so.
And I was like, "Really? 3 years I let my mind tell me it was too hard."
Yeah.
So yeah, that was early on, but yeah. So now I'm a big believer in the mindset stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad that you added mindset products, because a lot of people do suffer from like limiting beliefs. Like I used to suffer from scarcity. Like I was very scarce. Like I didn't think I could make any money. And I said, "Oh, you can't do that." You know, I would also, you know, like put my disability as an excuse. Like you can't do that because of your disability. But I just don't let that stand in my way. You know, my mindset's a lot better now. I have an abundance mindset, and that's really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that way with Oreos. I don't let anything stand in the way.
Yeah. And then
Sometimes I
Janet
think
says,
Kroger's too far away, but no, it's not. I can go there.
Janet
It's
says,
need to
mindset
be that
affects
far.
everything.
It
Yeah, it
does.
does.
Yeah, if you let yourself block yourself from going to Kroger to get more Oreos, like you won't have any. You have to
Yeah.
overcome.
So sometimes I think it's good that Girl Scout cookies only come out once a year,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
otherwise,
Oh, you
Yeah,
can
they have
freeze
a mindset
thin
block.
mints. You ever freeze thin mints? That's a great treat. Frozen thin mints.
I don't want to think about that my freezer would be full of Thin Mints, because it would only be full of Thin Mints for about a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I would go through them. There's so
I'm
many
glad
products
I'm
in
glad
here.
we're still on topic.
Yeah. Yeah, I could talk about Thin Mints and Oreos all day. I like
It's
how
more
you
we're
put like
talking about
ranks
Oreos.
all the products, so these are just numbers like number one, number two. Like how'd you decide the ranking of the stack this year?
Oh, so actually that's an interesting comment because I saw on Amanda Robinson's Facebook page, she posted about Stack, and then somebody wrote, "You made it to number 4." And for me, I had always just counted the products. Like I had never ranked them. So the idea that two people had considered that a ranking is very interesting to me.
Mhm.
But instead, because the order of the products typically changes our conversion rate, so we changed a little bit during the week. Um, I usually try to go with a little bit of a mix at the top. Now, I did kind of do traffic, but I also tried to mix it up because I don't want first timers to come and think it's all one thing. And
Mhm.
then I also don't want to put like AI in a little section and then somebody see there's just two AI things, but there's not, this other AI thing they were thinking about. And then you decide not to get it because they didn't see the exact one product that they wanted.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
so now I try to create it's kind of interesting, like things you wouldn't see in other kind of bundles, because I don't want it to look like it's the same as the other people's. I just want it to feel different. I want you to realize, oh, these are not the kinds of things that you find elsewhere. Um, and then even like the one, I think it was number 6 or something about getting traffic from niche publications. Um,
Yeah.
like to me, that one, oh no, even that one's interesting. A paid newsletter.
Mhm.
Like there's a product on that. It's interesting to me.
Yeah. Now we know them, right? Right, Kate? Like Helen
Oh,
and
yeah.
Melody. Yeah. They're PLR sellers.
Yeah.
And
But
so,
they're talking about getting traffic from unusual places like Substack and Flipboard.
oh, neat.
So
Yeah,
I thought that was
I used
interesting.
to work with Flipboard back in the day. I haven't
Yeah, I
used
used
it
to use
in a long
Flipboard, but
time.
it's having a renaissance, and I've started to use it, and it's really working out good.
I'll have to
Yeah.
try using it again too.
So the numbers are really just there for people to see that there are actually 65 products. And if you're thinking about your own business, the numbers have increased our conversion rate over the years. Before we don't have numbers, whenever we add them back in, the conversion rate goes up. Why? I don't know.
That's very interesting. It's something to think about if you're doing your own,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine's down the list. Yeah, would you think that further down your product is, the less likely you'll get, signups? What do you think about that?
Well, the list on the download page is considerably different. It flips on the download page.
Oh, really?
Okay.
If you give me an affiliate link, for your product, then I move it to the top of the page. If you're a big affiliate who's, promoting a lot, I try to move it up on the page as a thank you. But otherwise, we try to rotate the products on the download page twice during the 60 days.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find my product. Where the hell is it? I know I submitted it.
What is it? I forget.
Oh, it's AI powered SEO. There's Carmen's course,
Oh
71.
yeah, yours is coming up.
Yeah,
I
Carmen's
think
like
you
my
passed. I
best
think you
friend.
passed it already.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
coming
you
up
might have
here.
gone by it.
I think you passed it already.
Oh,
You
I
could
did
probably.
make me do a control F. So AI.
Yeah.
I
You
do
could
that all the time when there's these long lists, my eyes start to like
Oh,
go.
product 66. So it was here where this
Okay,
lady is.
So so on the download page, those three products have the same amount of space
Mhm.
as the rest of the products.
mhm.
But on the sales page, I try to break it up so it's not just a big list that has a like a little different look as you go down the page. And we use heat maps and some other stuff, and we've determined over the years that nobody reads any product. They just look at the titles and scroll down and then
And the
hit the button.
pictures,
Yeah.
the titles and the pictures.
Yeah, and then
That's
they hit the button.
interesting. So you said to stand out in a bundle, it's best to have like an eye-catching picture. Probably like this is a good picture with the big font, you know, and easy to read.
Yeah.
And bright colors.
Yeah, and this is good. She's making eye contact with the viewer, you know, and that gets attention.
Oh, so that's interesting right there. That one. And I don't know if you guys do this in your own stuff, but it is a pet peeve of mine. When you put an image on a page that's a human, that they need to be looking toward the middle of the page.
Mm-hmm.
So that picture's on the right because she's looking to the left. If she's looking to the right and you put it on the right, it just looks funky. It looks weird.
Yeah, so agree. I do that too when I'm making images.
Yeah. So some people
Yeah.
don't even pay attention, and then you just got people looking off the screen. It's just odd to me.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
put pictures
actually,
where the characters looking off screen either. This way they're actually looking in the middle of the image, you know.
yeah, yeah. I think a couple of the pictures I actually flipped, but
Yeah,
nobody's
there's just so much value here. And yeah, everybody watching should really pick this up. I'll have a link in the video description box. And if you're looking on Facebook, I'll have a link in the video, I mean, the comments maybe, or because, you know, Facebook's been taking down my posts. If I put like links in the posts and then images and stuff, that'll take it down.
Really?
It's in my own group.
weird.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. And this is a full list. So this is like
Mhm.
everything and all the value of each thing. Like that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah,
And
some people was at the
reviews.
bottom. I couldn't figure it out.
Oh yeah, so a lot of people will come down. There's like the FAQ if you're interested in like learning more about it. So you can pay with like PayPal or Stripe.
Or credit card.
Okay, credit card with Stripe, right? No, neat. And it's like SSL secured, so you don't have to worry about that. Neat. So let's take a look at my bonus this year. Every year I seem to offer a bigger and bigger bonus. Like this year I'm giving actually even more because I'm offering a fast action bonus, so it's increased. So it's about like over 600 worth of bonuses. And I'm giving like Podcasting Made Easy Mastermind, and then a bonus on the bonus page. I got all these bonuses on like a page, like 200 bonuses. And then Digital Product Formula. It's a live training about how to price your products. And you get a $20 off coupon at PLR Beach. Then I'm letting you choose your own coloring pack off my coloring pack page. And you get this new pack called Baby Forest Color by Numbers. And there's these really cute little animals they're of commercial use. Yes, these are some of the little animals. It's like color by number. Yeah. So that's my bonus. Now I'll have a link to my bonus page too in the description box or in the comments if you're looking on Facebook. Well, do you have anything last minute to talk to us about, Dan? Or does anybody have any questions for Dan?
Well, yeah. You guys have any questions? That's always better.
My only question is, how am I possibly going to choose?
Well, I'm going to put the primer maybe on the page,
Okay,
but it will give you an idea of where you're at and if you read it, you could see, all right, that's kind of where I at in my business. And then I'll recommend this is maybe where you start.
that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can look at the stuff that's prior to your stage. And if you see something in there that you hadn't done yet, I guess I would do that too.
Right. I think Marcy, do you have a question or anybody or?
I did. Hi, Dan, it's Marcy. We've emailed before. I was
Are you
wondering,
Marcy Patterson?
I am.
Oh, nice.
Nice to talk to you finally. I was wondering, what do you recommend if we want to try to get into the BC Stack next year?
As a contributor,
Yes.
put a little calendar reminder for yourself to reach out to me in April.
Okay.
And then just send me your idea.
And any hints or tips about, the best things to contribute?
Yes, I definitely am good in this area. The thing I need you to contribute is the product that attracts the perfect customer to your business. So if you're not an SEO person, you don't have SEO products. Don't give me an SEO product, because then people interested in SEO will join your list and then you'll have nothing to sell them. So if you end up getting the perfect list and you make a bunch of money from it, then you'll come back and be in BC Stack again, and I won't have to chase you. But if you grow a list and you don't make any money from it, then you're not as excited about it and you won't talk very excited to other people about it. So I need it to be awesome for your business.
That's a
Cool, thank
good
you.
point. Yeah, because I gave an SEO product, but it's using AI. But I have lots of AI courses too. So I only have like one other SEO course.
But AI is the interest there.
Yeah, so I could sell them more AI courses. I have
Yeah.
tons of them, like lots of AI courses.
Yeah. Some people just want to be in it. So then they want to create something that I'm missing, but that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't
something
need you to
else?
create something. I need an expert to create the thing.
Yeah. Well, if you have a question, you could type in the chat if you're afraid to come on camera, or I don't know, somebody said they were sick, so hopefully they feel
Thank you.
better. Yeah.
Makes
You
great
can.
sense there.
Janet said she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
sick.
Make sure you do that on everything. Make sure it invites the exact traffic you need. Otherwise, you can't grow.
Oh, yes, I did a follow-up sequence when someone signs up to my list through the BC Stack page. I made like a page with a form. And when someone signs up, they get like an email sequence, and I talk about other products I have in the sequence, and how they can get help by me, like my booking link to offer coaching, so you should always do a sequence when you're doing it, Marcy.
Mm-hmm. I definitely have sequences, a good bit of them, but thank you.
But that's a good point. Like if you're a coloring page seller, there's no point in making an SEO contribution because you'll be getting the wrong kind of people.
Oh,
Mhm.
so true. Yeah.
So that needs to somehow be communicated in your business in every social profile, every description that you have, like everything. If it says that you like pink and your husband's in the military, that's your Twitter profile description. Like that doesn't qualify anyone. So it needs to say, this is what I do, this is how I help people, so that anybody who's going to follow you will follow you for the right reason.
Mhm.
And you're talking to the right crowd at all times. So everything you do has to attract the right people, or you just can't grow.
Oh, yes, I got like lots, I think over 500 people signed up to my product last year. And hopefully I get more this year, because I know it's grown a lot. Every year it seems to grow larger. Okay, does anyone else have anything last minute? Yeah, last year I got 403 subscribers, but it could have been more, but 403 people have stayed on my list.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really care about so from a contributor standpoint, I try to tell the contributors, don't overflow the inbox of the buyers immediately. Because a lot of them are in unsubscribe mode from the moment they just want their stuff, and then they're going to
Right.
unsubscribe. So if you are amongst those emails right away, you could be unsubscribed for no reason. So if you could hold off, not be as aggressive, I think you'll end up better in the long run.
You actually tagged them with a tag that says DND, do not disturb. And I'll like filter those out when I write my daily emails, and then they won't get my real emails until their sequence is over with, and then they're added back to the list. That way they're not getting multiple emails a day in the morning. That
Oh,
way
yeah.
overwhelm them.
The other thing is to make sure that you make offers to your list that are not necessarily purchased offers, but so that it moves them to more specific lists. Because you're not exactly sure why everyone's on your list when they get to that, because they might just get all the products, but they might not actually be interested in your product. They might or they might not. But if you invite them to a webinar about that particular topic, then you might be able to move them to a more niche specific list. Well, and then you'll know exactly why they're on your list.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Like you could make several different offers and that would weed or like weed out
Yeah.
into the different categories and see who wants to be in each category.
Yeah. We advise that whenever anybody's going to switch their email provider.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't just move your list, have the list move themselves. Just make
Mhm.
offers and they'll sign up on the new list.
Yep.
Right. No, that's a good tip. Really like these tips you're giving out. Okay, is there anything last minute before we end the call today?
Hopefully everybody's getting stacked before the time runs out this week. It's only this week because after that I like to rest.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
I'm currently doing bonus shopping. I'm just like looking to see who's going to give me the best.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing
Oh,
that.
yes.
I know it's
Here's
sad.
my
but
bonus is in the chat.
My bonus is the 65 products you get when you buy a stack.
Yeah, that's the best
it
bonus.
is a
really.
great bonus. Or
Yeah.
Mhm.
might be the 84 products, right?
If you do buy the stack, then you do get a chance to pre-buy for next year. And that does take you out of the bonus world, but it keeps you in the $27 world and keeps you focused.
Oh yeah, if you got the 27 last year to get this year's stack, I gave my bonus in there too. So you get my bonus if you sign up last year with my link. I'm going to do it again next year. If you
Oh,
sign up this year
Fancy.
with my link, next year you'll get my bonus next year.
That's good thinking.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that way I get more sales. Ha! It's always-
Genius.
Okay, well, thanks so much
All
for
right.
being here. I really appreciated the time you
Yeah.
took to talk with us.
It was nice meeting you all, even though I met some of
too.
you, I guess, before, Marcy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.